Zara pressed her blue-scaled palm against the cool metal wall of the space station and watched her human roommate through the transparent divider. The Valkyrian female had studied human biology for 3 cycles, yet nothing prepared her for living. With one, Amy sat at the small dining table eating something called cereal. While reading news on her tablet, Zara found human eating habits strange but fascinating. Her own species consumed nutrient paste twice per day in measured portions. Humans ate multiple times and seemed to enjoy the process. Amy looked up and smiled. "Good morning, Zara. How did you sleep?" Zara tilted her head. The concept of sleep still puzzled her. Her people entered meditation cycles for mental restoration, but humans became completely unconscious for hours. "I completed my rest cycle successfully. Your sleep sounds were different last night." Amy blushed slightly. "Oh, sorry if I was snoring. The station air recycling system makes my sinuses act up sometimes." Zara studied her roommate with scientific curiosity. She had been assigned to observe human behavior for the Galactic Council research project. What she discovered challenged everything her species believed about human reproduction. According to Valkyrian science, humans were biologically inferior. They reproduced slowly, required 2 different genetic contributors, and their offspring needed years of care before becoming independent. Her own species simply divided when population numbers required it, creating perfect genetic copies. Yet, after months of observation, Zara noticed something her scientific training missed. Amy displayed complex emotional responses that seemed connected to reproductive behavior. The human would spend extra time grooming herself before meeting certain males. She would laugh more frequently and her scent would change subtly. Zara had advanced chemical sensors that detected these modifications. One evening, Amy returned to their shared quarters with unusual excitement. "Zara, I have something to tell you." The human sat across from her alien roommate with bright eyes. "I met someone today. His name is Danny, and we really connected." Zara leaned forward with interest. "This connecting you describe is related to reproductive selection." Amy laughed softly. "Well, maybe, eventually, but right now it just feels amazing. When he looks at me, I get this warm feeling in my chest, like everything is possible." The Valkyrian female had no reference for such sensations. Her species mated based on genetic compatibility calculations. There were no emotional components involved. Over the following weeks, Zara observed dramatic changes in her roommate. Amy would communicate with this Danny human through various electronic devices throughout the day. She would smile while reading messages, and sometimes make small happy sounds. Her productivity levels increased and she seemed more energetic overall. Most intriguing to Zara were the physical changes. Amy took more care with her appearance and developed what humans called a glow. Her scent became more appealing and her movements more graceful. When Danny visited their quarters for the first time, Zara watched their interaction with scientific fascination. The 2 humans exhibited synchronized behaviors. They would unconsciously mirror each other's postures and speak in softer tones. Their pupils dilated when making eye contact and they frequently touched each other briefly. Danny seemed equally affected by Amy's presence. He would bring small gifts and remember details about her preferences. Zara documented these observations for her research but found herself experiencing something unexpected. When she watched Amy and Danny together, she felt a strange sensation in her chest region. It was not painful, but unfamiliar, like an empty space that suddenly acknowledged its own existence. One evening, Amy sat with Zara after Danny had returned to his own quarters. The human had been unusually quiet during dinner. "Zara, what do you think about love?" The question surprised the alien researcher. She had studied the concept academically but never considered it personally. "From my research, love appears to be an emotional attachment that humans form to facilitate bonding for reproductive purposes." Amy shook her head gently. "It's more than that. When I'm with Danny, I feel complete, like I found a part of myself I didn't know was missing. He makes me want to be better. Not just for reproduction, but for the joy of sharing life with someone special." Zara processed this information. He had observed these behaviors but never understood the internal experience Amy described. That night during her meditation cycle, Zara found her thoughts returning to her roommate's words. She imagined what it would feel like to have someone care about her daily experiences, someone who would remember her preferences and want to share in her discoveries. The sensation in her chest returned stronger than before. Over the next few days, Zara noticed herself paying more attention to Amy and Danny's relationship, found herself hoping they would succeed in their bonding. When Amy was sad because Danny had to travel for work, Zara felt compelled to offer comfort. She brought Amy her favorite human beverage and listened while her roommate expressed her loneliness. Zara realized she was developing emotional responses she had never experienced. The revelation struck her during a routine research session. While documenting her observations about human pair bonding, she understood that she was experiencing similar feelings, not toward Danny but toward the concept itself. She wanted what Amy had, the desire for connection and shared experience that transcended biological necessity. Her species had dismissed human emotion as inefficient, but Zara saw it differently now. These feelings created motivation and meaning that enhanced rather than hindered survival. When Amy announced that she and Danny were planning to form a permanent partnership, Zara felt genuine happiness for her friend. She also felt something else, a deep longing for her own version of such connection. That evening, as they celebrated Amy's engagement, Zara made a decision. She requested reassignment to extended human cultural study. Her official report would document the complexity and value of human, emotional bonding. But privately, she hoped to discover if a Valkyrian could learn to experience love. Amy hugged her alien roommate when she learned of the decision. "I'm so happy you'll be staying longer. You've become like family to me." The gesture surprised Zara. She had not realized that their friendship represented a form of the bonding she had been studying. Perhaps her species had more in common with humans than anyone suspected as. Zara prepared her final research notes. She reflected on her transformation. She arrived believing humans were biologically inferior. She learned instead that their capacity for emotional connection represented an evolutionary advantage her own species lacked. The warm sensation in her chest had become familiar now. She understood. It was the beginning of her own journey toward the deeper connections that made humans remarkably successful. Her species could reproduce efficiently, but humans created meaning through their bonds. Zara wanted to explore this meaning for herself. The space station hummed quietly around them as two very different beings discovered they shared more than just living quarters. They shared the universal desire for connection that transcended species boundaries. Zara smiled as she realized her most important discovery would not appear in any official report. She had learned that love was not just a human weakness, but a strength that any being could develop given the chance to understand its true value.